Let me know if we are live on Facebook because it's telling me restream's going to expire soon. They're telling me it's expired now. Should be live on. We're live on YouTube.
It says Facebook. Yep, we're live on Facebook.
All right.
Yeah, I got the note. I think I got the notification.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday. Welcome to another Fantasy Beasts and Where to Find Them live show. And it's week 12. We don't have much to do this week. We've already had 3 games go on.
Yeah. I missed all of them in my Pick'em League, so forgot about picking 3 Thursday games.
I was like, how did you miss them? The Bills played.
Yeah, I'm not good in that. I'm not good at remembering to pick.
Grab a nice swig of Charmander tea. But yeah, guys, welcome back. Happy Sunday. Smaller slate this week. Smaller-esque slate. Yes, there were a bunch of Thursday games, but there's also no bye week this week.
Yeah.
We've got the Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders, the Houston Texans at the Miami Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans, the Chicago Bears at the New York Jets. That is a battle of backup quarterbacks today.
Mike White.
Yeah, Mike White and Trevor Siemian. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens at the Jacksonville Jaguars, the LA Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals, the Las Vegas Raiders at the Seattle Seahawks, the New Orleans Saints at the San Francisco 49ers, the LA Rams at the Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Colts on Monday. What a horrible Monday night game.
Yeah, I know. Yep. I wish they could flex out Monday night games because I don't think I think you can only flex Sunday games. I don't think you can flex Monday games.
Yeah, that'd be great to be able to do that.
They would. The Broncos have lost like all their prime time. I think the games have to be on the same day. Like for you to flex them, you know what I'm saying? Like they can't change. Like flex a Sunday game to a Monday.
But it'd be nice, though, is what we're saying.
There we go. No, I shared it on the All Two Goes There page.
There we go. But so injuries this week. Quite an interesting week, it seems like. Some guys hopefully back. Some guys seem to still be lost in injury hell forever. Joseph Lee says, "Sup, you bad mofos." Joseph, how you feeling?
What is up, Joe?
You healthy? You feeling better? You want to get in a fight with some drunk at an ESW show with us? A fight that Gary tells everybody that I caused when indeed Gary caused it? That Monday games look like a complete snooze fest. We just stated that.
Yeah.
All agreed. When you want to tune into Monday Night Raw instead of football, you know that you're not in a good state. The Arizona Cardinals injury report this week, if it will stop re-editing here. Wide receiver Greg Dortch has had a really nice stretch here. Kind of came out of nowhere. They've been utilizing him a bit. He is not expected to play against Chargers this week. He's coming off a 9-catch, 100-and-some yard performance last week. Offensive tackle DJ Humphries was placed on the IR with a back injury. Obviously discussed last week, Zach Ertz is placed on the IR. He's done for the year with his knee injury.
Yeah.
Safety Charles Washington is out with a chest injury. Quarterback Trace McSorley did not practice Friday with an illness.
Upset.
Most likely won't play anyways, as Tyler's supposed to be back. Cornerback Byron Murphy is indeed out this week with a back injury. Wide receiver Rondell Moore is out with a groin. And defensive tackle Antoine Wood is out. Not listed why. Joseph Lee, I'm getting there. I wouldn't be on the PUP list anymore, but I definitely wouldn't be starting. Man, this sickness kicked the crap out of the OG Joe Lee. Is that how we make this better, Joe? You're supposed to just start ripping whiskey. Speaking of, have you had that whiskey yet? The one for your birthday? The Atlanta Falcons this week, they have the Commanders. Defensive tackle Jalen Dalton. He's doubtful to play this week with a toe injury. Defensive tackle Arnold Ebiketie is questionable with an arm. I actually haven't heard his name since he was drafted from Penn State. Tight end Felipe Franks, formerly a quarterback. Jolie's down 13 pounds from the sickness.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Give me what you got. Actually, I don't want that going into Key West. Running back Caleb Huntley, questionable with an ankle. Offensive tackle Chuma Doga is questionable this week. Defensive tackle Taquan Graham is undergoing an MCL procedure this week. He's been placed in the IR. Kyle Pitts, obviously, getting knee surgery as well. Thought process there is he's most likely done for the season. I never have felt more sad having to hit drop on a player on fantasy football than I have this year with him.
Who was that?
Kyle Pitts.
Oh.
I haven't. I will be sipping it on my birthdays. All right? Well, Joseph Lee's holding on to that whiskey for his actual birthday.
There you go.
I was trying to explain to my coworker what we got you. I completely forgot what it was, but he's a big whiskey guy. I know it's a higher brand Dewar's, but I could not remember what the name of it was.
I don't remember either. It was in a gold stadium box. After him.
It's a high school?
Yeah,
I'm sure they did.
It's just in a gold box. That's what I remember.
Same. The Baltimore Ravens' Devin Duvernay is expected to suit up this week against the Jags. My sneaky play for Player of the Week this week, wide receiver Demarcus Robinson. He hadn't hit a hip injury. He did miss some practice, but he is expected to suit up. If they throw to him as frequently as they have been throwing to him, he's got the chance to be a top-fledged fantasy performer this week.
Yeah.
He had 120 yards on 9 catches last week. You put a touchdown in there, that's a 26-point fantasy week.
Who do they got?
They have the Jags, and Tyson Campbell's in coverage against him. Rookie cornerback Jalen Armour Davis out of Bama, he is on the IR. Tight end Isaiah Likely was downgraded to out. Not any reason stated why. So he's likely to miss this game. I love doing that every week. Offensive tackle. Starting left tackle Ronnie Stanley will miss the game this week with an ankle injury. Safety Kyle Hamilton, he's questionable with a knee. Running back Gus Edwards is questionable with a hamstring and knee. Safety Marcus Williams has been designated a return from the IR and has started practicing. He's not expected to play this week. The Ravens are severely banged up again.
Yeah.
When did they change out that training staff? Because it's been 2 straight seasons that they've lost due to injury.
Is that a sneaky Jags win?
I wanted to play the Jags to win on that.
I just can't.
But I just can't bring myself to do it. I think Lamar's going to control that game. The Jags' defense has not been strong.
I mean, Lamar played like shit last week against who? Carolina, was it?
Yeah, but Carolina's actually got a good front 7 at least. Joseph Lee, it is Aberfeldy is the name of the...
God bless you.
Yeah, that's fancy though. Hardy, if you climb this thing and go over the top and elbow drop Gary, I'll be proud of you. Mm-hmm. News for the Buffalo Bills. I know that they played Thursday. Obviously, Deion Dawkins left. We saw Von Miller. He left with a knee injury. That's still to be figured out exactly what's happening there. But the real concern, or the real interesting fact here, that John Brown is a Buffalo Bill again.
Yeah. He's on the practice squad. We'll get Robo-Von.
We will get Robo-Von. Carolina Panthers linebacker Corey Littleton is out this week with an ankle injury. That's the toughest thing for me for gambling this week. They're losing more people in the front 7 in Carolina, and they're already trash against the running backs. But at no point in time do I want to put any money on Latavius Murray as a starting running back. Because I'm looking this week, and I've got my list of prop bets that I was going to discuss here in a little bit. And I cannot bring myself to want to play Latavius Murray over on yards. Melvin Gordon generating interest.
That's what I was looking at.
Tight end Steven Sullivan's questionable with an illness. Tight end Ian Thomas is questionable with an illness. It sounds like the tight ends are just hanging out and they're getting sick together. Quarterback P.J. Walker is doubtful with his ankle. Fullback Giovanni Ricci is doubtful with a neck. Defensive tackle Matt Ioannidis is out with a calf. Cornerback Miles Hartfield is out with an ankle. Wide receiver Terrace Marshall Jr. questionable with a shoulder, but he was a full participant on Friday. Cornerback Dante Jackson was placed on the IR. I believe he is done for the year. Carolina just ridiculously banged up. Chicago Bears. Well, so now they're changing their tone here. Justin Fields is going to get the chance to warm up today with the team, although it's not expected to see him play.
Who starts there then?
Trevor Siemian would be the backup in that scenario. Chicago is quite a bit banged up here. There are 2 young rookies. Cornerback Kyler Gordon and safety Jaquan Brisker. Brisker's been a breath of fresh air there. Are both out with concussions this week. Linebacker Sterling Weatherford. He's also got a concussion.
Sterling Weatherford.
That just sounds like royalty. Yeah, get out of here. Come on, go. Yelling at my cat on live TV. Guard Lucas Patrick has been placed on the IR. He will miss the entire remainder of the season with a toe injury. Cincinnati Bengals. This is one that makes me a little sad. Because I was positive I was going to hit pay dirt, and I know you don't want to hear the name, but I thought Jamar Chase was the guy this week.
I think I'm good.
He's not playing.
No, I know.
Again.
I'm not facing him this week.
Which means...
I don't think I play my...
Fire up T. Higgins.
Do they not think Jalen Waddle's a touchdown scorer this week? He's plus 140.
He hasn't scored in a couple weeks. Jalen's had a rough go the last few weeks. But the Bengals, Jamar Chase, originally Joe Burrow said he will play. And then it was reported yesterday he most likely will not play.
Jamar Chase?
Which means fire up T. Higgins. He'll see the often injured Christian Fulton. Defense tackle Josh Tapoa is questionable with a calf. Safety Dax Hill is questionable as well. Running back Joe Mixon will miss this week's game with a concussion. I will say this. I'm going to go out on there, and I'm going to be the guy to say it here. That does not mean you have to fire up Samaje Perine. If you've got better options, you do not need to slot him in.
Yeah.
Tennessee has the worst secondary in the league, or one of the bottom three, shall we say. Joe Burrow is going to take full advantage of throwing that ball all over the secondary.
Early and often.
They're not going to force the drive and force the play through Samaje Perine. And Tennessee's sixth best in the league against the running back. So, I think everybody just heard, Mixon's out, I got to get Perine, and they went, he's got to be a starter. And I don't think he is. In a Dynasty League where you've got depth, I don't care, you've got him in a Dynasty League, it's a good play.
Yeah.
In a league in which, if you've already got starters and you are not a Joe Mixon owner and you scooped him up on waiver wires, I don't think you need him this week.
Yeah.
Linebacker Joe Bachi is questionable. Safety Brandon Wilson is out with a knee. Cornerback Chidobe Awuzie, he's still out. I actually had the discussion with Ryan last night because Ryan thinks, in terms of FanDuel, that Jeff Wilson's a trap player this week. Mm-hmm. But I went through the list, and there's so many backup running backs getting plays this week that are cheaper plays. I think these guys are going to be the guys that are oversaturated. I think so many people are going to go Samaje Perine starting. I've got to play him. He had 3 touchdowns last week. Yeah. I'd rather take my chances on Jeff Wilson, who's been consistently good and has a very good matchup this week.
And funny you mentioned those players. I took both of them as an anytime touchdown scorer in a parlay.
I'm not saying I don't think Perine's going to score a touchdown, but
I think he's going to.
But what I'm saying is I don't think you're going to get the 3 touchdown production with 90 yards out of him again. I think you'll get a touchdown.
I did a 4-leg parlay with Baltimore moneyline, Samaje Perine, and Jeff Wilson anytime touchdown scores, and then I did a Philly moneyline.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. What's payout on that?
It's plus 50 or plus 530 on it. I just did a $2 bet. It's only
solid payout or solid odds. Roll your bankroll back, homie. Safety Brandon Wilson out with a knee. Cleveland Browns cornerback Greg Newsome is out again this week with a concussion. Are we not going to cover the game of the week on Thanksgiving Day? What are we talking about, Joe? The Bills game?
Probably.
The Bills won. We're going to get through... We can cover those after. I'm going to get through injury reports. Greg Newsome out with a concussion. Center Ethan Pochik was placed on the IR. Guard Michael Dunn placed on the IR. Tackle Joe Haig placed in the IR. Do they have an offensive line in Cleveland?
Palmer over Watson?
Oh, Joe goes by that. I mean, who?
Palmer over Watson. Because they're playing Philly.
Yes. You have Josh Palmer?
Yeah.
I really like Josh Palmer this week.
Too. I
Joe
like him.
Joe Lee goes by that. I mean the Kenmore Tiki Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
No comment on air about that, Joe. But he subbed constantly. Oh, shit. Dallas Cowboys played already this week. Denver Broncos, consistently banged up. Without 2 top receivers again. No KJ Hamler, no Jerry Jeudy. Chase Edmonds goes to the IR. Running back Mike Boone goes to the IR. Cornerback Kawan Williams is out.
Fire up Greg Dulcich.
Yes, I really like Greg Dulcich this week, actually. Maybe that's my secondary one there. Thanks, Jason.
Well, they don't got any of their receivers. They're going to be throwing it to the tight end, I think you would think.
Well, they don't have any of the receivers, but also...
Safety blanket there.
Cortland Sutton's got a good matchup, but if Cortland Sutton's the only guy, he's going to see Jason.
You know what I heard?
What?
Russell Wilson is apparently using Seahawks audibles at the Denver's line.
I did hear that.
And his receivers are looking at him like, I have no idea what you're saying. I don't know what your audibles are.
He's literally calling Seattle's audible instead of Denver audibles.
And that's how Seattle beat him, I think, week 1, is because who was it on the sideline? It was not Mike Lockett was like, yo, he's using our audibles.
Well, he's going to the line using their audibles, and then his receivers don't know what those audibles are because that's not Denver's audibles. They're Seattle's audibles, so they're looking at him like, what do you want me to do? They have no idea what's going on.
Tight end Andrew Beck is questionable this week. Denver's just a mess. That is a game I'm not looking forward to because I don't even know who's going to win that. That's got to be the worst game of the week. Carolina-Denver, the battle of Sam Darnold and a very confused Russell Wilson.
It's like Russell Wilson has dementia.
Alzheimer's, yeah.
Yikes. Detroit Lions played on Thursday against the Bills in a losing effort. Tight game. Scary game.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Green Bay Packers. Linebacker Tipa Galea went to the IR. Linebacker Devondre Campbell is doubtful. Now, let me get to this. They're already really bad at stopping the run. Frank is adamant they're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles this week, who are a very good team at running the ball. And now they've lost their starting linebacker, Devondre Campbell. But yes.
Green Bay's going to lose by
double
digits.
I would think double digits, yeah.
Wide receiver Romeo Doubs is out again this week. Offensive tackle David Bakhtiari, questionable. Cornerback Shamar Jean-Charles, questionable. Houston Texans, ooh.
No Lazard touchdowns. He's on my bench.
To make the Terry McLaurin pick look a little better, cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. is out this week. Safety Grayland Arnold is on the IR. Defensive end Jonathan Grenard is on the IR. Center Justin Britt is out. I already really like Terry McLaurin this week. I like him even more when he doesn't have to see Derek Stingley.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts defensive tackle DeForest Buckner questionable with ribs and an illness. I don't know. Is that food poisoning? Is that what that means? Ribs and an illness? He ate some ribs, got sick?
Yeah, I guess.
Tight end Kylan Granson questionable with an illness. Defensive end Yannick Ngakoue questionable. Defensive end Kwity Paye questionable. Yannick Ngakoue? Yeah. He's pretty young too, I think.
I know. But he was supposed to be so sought after leaving Jacksonville and just pooped the bed.
Jacksonville
to the Ravens.
So he got traded to the Ravens, signed with the Raiders.
Was it the Raiders?
And they got traded to the Colts.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought he went to Tennessee, too.
I don't think so. No? That's Bud Dupree you're thinking.
Yeah, that's right.
And he can't stay healthy either. Jacksonville Jaguars this week. Dude, the Jags might have been the healthiest team in the league all year. Only 5 people on the IR. And one of them is just... The only injury note this week is that they're activating Kayvon Chason back from the IR. Go Jags, go. Kansas City Chiefs this week. Kadarius Toney out yet again with that Swiss cheese hamstring. Guard Joe Thuney questionable. Safety Juan Thornhill questionable. And cornerback Chris Lamons questionable with a concussion. If you're questionable with a concussion at this point, I'm pretty sure that means you're not playing.
Yeah.
Las Vegas Raiders, Josh Jacobs is questionable with a calf, but expected to suit up. Defensive tackle Kendall Vickers is out. Offensive tackle Colton Miller is questionable with the shoulder. Linebacker Luke Masterson is questionable. And that's about it there. The Chargers, safety Nasir Adderley out with a thumb injury. Cornerback Michael Davis questionable with a knee. Wide receiver Mike Williams officially ruled out this week against the Cardinals with his ankle.
Are they expecting Jacobs to take snaps if he's suiting up?
Yeah, no, they're expecting him to play.
It just says suit up.
I'm torn because Seattle's very bad against the run, and I really want to play over on yards for him.
Yeah,
but I'm not trusting that if he's not fully healthy. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. If you got him, I think you're fine to start him. You've got so much depth in that league.
Know. It's hard to make decisions in this league with the depth I got. Because I could throw Lazard or Watson back in.
Dustin Hopkins most likely done for the year with the Chargers. He suffered a setback on his hamstring. Otito Ogbonya went to the IR with a kneecap injury. Man, they are just banged up. The Chargers are one of the least healthy teams in the NFL right now. The LA Rams, also not very healthy. You hear that they are very uncertain if Matt Stafford returns at all this season?
No, I didn't hear that. Still have a concussion?
So now they're calling it a neck and concussion protocol issue. And the fact that they've already kind of scrapped the season and they only have 3 wins, they might just bench him. Oh, Allen Robinson, not expected to play today.
I think the Chiefs are going to blow him out, unfortunately.
Oh, they're going to blow him out. But
they don't want it to happen, but...
It would be fun if they lost.
They've just been banged up.
That means fire up Tutu Atwell for over on yards? I'm serious. It seemed like that was the first time he got hit last week, was when he came out and played with like his backup players that he was getting reps in camp with. He had the one catch for 62 yards. I'm going to go Tutu Atwell over on yards this week. Allen Robinson not expected to play. A'Shawn Robinson put to the IR. Tavion Howard out. Ty Nsekhe, that dude's still playing?
Oh my goodness.
He is considered questionable with an ankle injury. Center Brian Allen's out with a thumb. Tight end Tyler Higbee's questionable with a knee injury. Center Matt Skura is questionable. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp obviously underwent surgery. He's expected to almost 6 to 8 weeks. So that'll put a damper on your fantasy season. Miami Dolphins, Teddy Bridgewater questionable with a knee. Raheem Mostert is doubtful to play today. It's another reason to fire up Jeff Wilson. Cornerback Byron Jones is out with an Achilles. Defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah placed on the IR with a tricep injury. Fox is sending us pictures of Mike Franco as an elf.
Yeah.
Offensive tackle Liam Eichenberg is placed in the IR as well. The Vikings played already. The Patriots played already. The New Orleans Saints, Marshawn Lattimore, questionable, is not expected to play today against the Niners. Big reasons to fire up both Niners wide receivers. Cameron Jordan is expected to play. He's questionable with his orbital injury. Yikes.
Okay.
That's what happened. Then you got your face blown out. Defensive end Peyton Turner is out with an ankle. Safety JT Gray out with a hamstring. Linebacker Pete Werner out with an ankle. Defensive end Marcus Davenport is questionable with a calf. Running back Mark Ingram questionable with a knee. Guard Andrus Pete questionable. Did you guys see that David Johnson signed with the Saints?
David Johnson is in...
Like the former Texans running back?
David Johnson?
Yes.
No, I did not see that.
The Giants played on Thursday. The New York Jets, Kenny Yeboah is doubtful again with a calf injury. Offensive tackle Dwayne Brown questionable. Offensive tackle George Font placed in the IR. Defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins still out from the Bills game. Philadelphia Eagles, Janarius Robinson, defensive end, he's been designated for return from the IR. Other than that, Philly's actually very healthy right now. Pittsburgh Steelers Monday night game. Miles Boykin questionable with an oblique injury. Cornerback Akella Weatherspoon to miss yet another game. Running back Jalen Warren to miss another game. Linebacker Robert Spillane questionable. San Francisco 49ers, Deebo Samuel is expected to suit up. He's questionable with a hamstring. Defensive end Arik Armstead's doubtful with a foot and ankle. Apparently Trey Lance has been seen without crutches or a walking boot. Good news for him.
Good news for him. Bad news
Awful news for San Francisco.
Yeah.
We both just said at the same time. Awful news for San Francisco.
Fox Randy said my fantasy team is a dumpster fire. Seattle Seahawks D. Eskridge was placed on the IR with a hand injury. Even more reason to really like firing up Marquise Goodwin today.
Yeah.
Marquise Goodwin's got a great matchup. Seattle has a very good matchup against the Raiders secondary. I really like Marquise Goodwin to have a day today. Offensive tackle Abraham Lucas questionable. Linebacker John Radigan out with a knee. Linebacker Cullen Gillespie to the IR with a knee. Tampa Bay Buccaneers Leonard Fournette out with a hip. Defensive tackle Vita Vea questionable with a foot. Guard Lucas Godecki out with a foot. Wide receiver Russell Gage out with a hamstring injury. That's the other guy I think. When Ryan and I were talking yesterday, and he kept kind of downplaying like Jeff Wilson being worth value. You've got Rachaad White, who's over $1,500 cheaper.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me more people aren't going to play on Rachaad White than they're going to play on Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
So, Tennessee Titans, Randy Bullock out with a calf. Cornerback Christian Fulton, questionable play against the Bengals. He's always hurt. Actually, that's not the one that's always hurt. I was thinking Caleb Farley, but Christian Fulton's not great either. Defense tackle Jeffrey Simmons, questionable with an ankle. Running back Hassan Haskins, questionable with a hip. Defensive end Danico Autry out with a knee.
They play him anyway.
Hassan Haskins?
Yeah.
No. Not yet, at least. Kyle Phillips has not returned yet back from that hamstring injury. Dude, they might be one of the most banged up teams in football, too. The Titans are in trouble. Washington Commanders, Chase Young has been officially downgraded to out. He will not play this week. Logan Thomas ate some ribs and had an illness again, but he's expected to play this week. Quarterback Benjamin St. Juste has been ruled out for the game with an ankle. Wide receiver Dax Milne is out with a foot. Linebacker Cole Holcomb. Dax Milne is the dude that was banging Zach Wilson's ex.
Benjamin St. Juste.
Oh, Benjamin St. Juste out of Minnesota. Cole Holcomb was placed on the IR, probably done for the year. Carson Wentz was designated for return, but we'll see how that goes. I'm going to give real quick my FanDuel lineup for the week.
Yeah.
Because I really like this lineup. I'm going to win money on this. Heavy Seattle. And, mainly heavy Seattle. Geno Smith at quarterback. Kenneth Walker at running back. Jeff Wilson Jr. at running back. T. Higgins at receiver. Terry McLaurin at receiver. Traquan Smith at receiver. Really like Traquan this week. Gerald Everett, tight end. Marquise Goodwin in the flex. And the Chicago Bears defense.
It's not bad.
I'm not trusting Mike White at all.
No.
I wouldn't either. Should have been a first-round pick, though, right?
Some prop bets, though, this week. I like Terry McLaurin over on yards. I like Curtis Samuel over on yards. The weirdest one I can play all week. I like Kyle Allen over on passing yards.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are 31st in the league against fantasy quarterbacks. You know they're going to set Kyle Allen's passing yards at like 150 yards.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
I would, yeah.
Someone's going to catch a pass there and get away from that secondary in Miami. I'm open for that. Jeff Wilson over on yards. Joe Burrow over on yards. T. Higgins over on yards. James Robinson over on rushing yards. The Jets, team sacks over 3. If you're not... They already don't protect Justin Fields, and he's agile. If it's not Justin Fields, I'm 100%. I might bump that to 5 if it's not Justin Fields.
Apparently, somebody broke into the Browns stadium during the week and did donuts on the field, and you can still see the tire marks on the field.
That's definitely Baker Mayfield.
So, that's funny.
We have Jeff, Tom Brady, Randy in the group chat.
Yeah.
I like David Njoku over on yards.
Bet Fox.
Oh, he's finally stopped bleeding, Joseph.
Put some liquid bandage on it?
No, it was too big.
No, I know.
He had to go to the IR to get antibiotics.
They cauterize it?
No.
Oh.
No, they just wrapped the shit out of it, and then he unwrapped it to try to get it to breathe, and it just split open again the other day. Justin Herbert over yards.
They couldn't even do like that glue stuff that they have?
No, it was too wide. Seattle's my game of the week. I'm gonna play a same game parlay on the Seahawks and Raiders game. Geno over yards, Walker over yards, Josh Jacob over yards, Foster Moreau over yards. We're going in on that. See, we do a pick 'em and send it home, boys.
Yeah. I'd like to see. I think my game of the week would be the Jags-Ravens, right?
Well, so the nice thing is we don't have a Bills game to watch.
Ravens are banged up.
So we don't have a Bills game to watch. Jags-Ravens is at 1. And
are we gonna be able to see that game?
Maybe.
I can wear my Jags jersey.
You have to let it go. Check YouTube TV real quick. See what we get on local.
We don't get a game there.
Cincinnati,
Tennessee,
Chicago.
Dang. No, that sucks.
I think we get games on... Do you have my Paramount Plus on here? I think we get games through Paramount Plus, too.
I don't know if I'm still signed in. Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers.
How did you break into the stadium? For real.
What'd you say? Panthers versus who?
Panthers Broncos.
Panthers Broncos. That's a good one. What did I write?
I'm going to go with Panthers. They almost beat the Ravens last week.
I had the Broncos.
I do not trust anything about Russell Wilson. The fact of it being that, yet again, if they would have scored 18 points in the regulation last week, they would now be 9-1. And their offense can't score. It's saying something when I'm taking Sam Darnold over Russell Wilson. So I'm going to go Panthers as well. Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders.
That's a tough one. That really is. I can't remember what I put either, though.
I'm going to go Washington. I like Washington.
Yeah, I had Washington.
Playing good.
I just realized I talked up Terry McLaurin over Derek Stingley, and they're not even playing Houston today.
Oh.
Miami is.
Yeah, fire up Tyreek Hill.
Yes, fire up Tyreek Hill for sure.
I mean, not that I wasn't going to do it anyway.
I'm going to go Washington, though. I don't trust. The Falcons have continued to be flat. They don't have Kyle Pitts. There's nothing good about Atlanta at this point. You guys want Washington, too?
Yeah, I want Washington.
Houston, Miami.
I think I have Miami just because Houston is kind of dog shit.
Miami's a 14-point favorite, and I could see Miami winning by 21.
I think Miami's going to win. I'd love to see Houston with an upset, but Miami should win.
I'm going to go Dolphins. I think they blow them out. Cincinnati Bengals, Tennessee Titans. That might be the game of the week.
Bengals.
I'm going to go Bengals as well.
Do they have Jamar Chase back?
They don't.
I'm going to go with the Bengals only for the fact that the Titans are kind of... I think the Titans are fraud. So are the
Titans have one of the worst defenses in the league.
If you stop Derrick Henry, the team's trash. That's basically it.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Bengals, so.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago Bears, New York Jets battle. Who cares?
I picked the Bears. But if Fields is in, if Fields is not in, that's kind of a tough one, but I still go with the Bears.
I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with the Bears.
I originally took the Bears, but I think if Fields is out, I'm going to go with the Jets because I think they're just going to run the ball down Chicago's throat. And that's where I like James Robinson on rushing yards this week. So I unfortunately have to go with the Jets without Justin Fields. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Cleveland Browns.
The Buccaneers.
I think this is going to be closer than you think.
It's going to be closer than you think.
It's only a 3.5 point spread.
I think I can see Cleveland with the upset here. I'm going to pick Cleveland in the upset.
So if Cleveland has the upset here, you think it's going to be David Njoku took over the game, huh?
David Njoku, I think Chubb might go for 2.
Interesting. I'm going to go Tampa still. I just don't trust Cleveland's defense.
I don't think Chubb's going to run all over him. I think it's going to be Chubb for 2 in the red zone, kind of. Like,
yeah, I would say
he's going to have
Tampa's got a good defense.
I'm going to go 50 yards.
50, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
I don't see Tampa Bay blowing out the Browns, but I think you put Brady in a 2-minute situation where he's got to score, he's going to do it.
I think they're going to sack Brady a lot. It's going to be one of those where Brady is in a lot of duress.
Myles Garrett was already talking mad shit about sacking him, so...
I hope so, man. I want to see it. Like, I'd rather see the Bucs lose.
I think Owusu-Koramoah is going to have a good day.
I'd rather see the Bucs lose as long as they throw like 3 touchdowns.
He gave us fits against the Bills.
Yeah. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Remember when we wanted to draft him in the first round?
I did.
Desperately. And now he's very good.
The Bucs can lose as long as Mike Evans get like 1 touchdown. Chris Godwin gets like 3, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? I don't think they're losing in that scenario. Baltimore Ravens, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Baltimore should win this game.
Baltimore should win this game, and I have them picked, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville can come on top with how banged up Baltimore is.
That sounds dirty. I'm also going to take the Ravens, though. LA Chargers, Arizona Cardinals.
The Chargers. I think
the Chargers should win. The Chargers have not been able to really keep a steady... They're not going to win that division. I wanted them to beat Kansas City.
I think the Chargers are going to blow them out this week, but yes. Mason is on. He's got a question here. Hey, boys, 2 wide receivers and a flex. Who sits out? DK Metcalf, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman,
Who's
and
Olave
Rashad
playing?
White. Olave might be the toughest of the group.
I say Michael Pittman, I think.
Pittman's got a very good matchup this week, though.
I think you have to keep in Rashad White just because he's going to be...
You're definitely keeping Rashad White. I'm not benching Rachaad White. I want to look at Olave.
He's against San Francisco.
Olave's got a tough matchup this week. Olave is expected to see Lenore, who's allowed less than 8 points per game. That's where I think that Traquan Smith's going to get most of the reps because he gets Jimmy Ward. DK's got a good matchup just because the Raiders suck.
I just think Michael Pittman's always touchdown dependent.
I do too, but he's expected to see Cam Sutton, who's allowed 17 points a game. I could see that being the deciding factors if they can throw all over Pittsburgh's defense, and I think they're going to target it often.
And Pittsburgh doesn't really like the secondary there. I mean, besides
it's trashed.
Besides what Fitzpatrick, but he hasn't been back, right? Micah Fitzpatrick.
He's been back, but he's a safety.
Oh, yeah. But their cornerbacks there. Who do they really got? Like
Cameron Sutton and Levi Wallace. And neither of them are names. I'm personally saying Metcalf, Pittman, White. What are you saying?
I agree with that because I don't have Olave in my lineups.
And you're keeping Olave, and you'd say Olave and sit Pittman. All right,
that's a tough one between those two. Yeah, Pittman and Olave, really.
The problem is it's a good problem to have.
No,
you've got 3 very good receivers there. But yeah, so 2 of 3 say Metcalf, Pittman, Rachaad White. And I think it's because Rachaad White's for sure going to get reps.
He's going to get a ton of reps. They basically set Fournette.
I don't think you're in a bad spot any way you go, Mason. But I think your highest upside is that. Speaking of DK Metcalf, the Raiders and the Seahawks.
Raiders.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Raiders can pull it out.
I'm going to go with Seahawks. Seahawks are going to make the playoffs. The Raiders are butthole. The Raiders are failures.
I'm going to go, I'll go Seattle as well. I don't actually know how Seattle's only a 4-point favorite in this game because I truthfully think that they could blow them out higher than that. So, I'll go Seahawks over the Raiders. Saints and Niners.
The Niners should win this game, but I can see the Saints beating them by like 3.
Yeah, I have the Saints.
I'm going to go Niners. I think that the Saints defense is too banged up.
Yeah.
Already starting to reek, so it's definitely a good problem to have. Been waiting on White to start. Excited for him. Absolutely. You got it, Mason. Happy to help you out, dude. It's a very good problem to have in that scenario. And yeah, you're not sitting Tyreek Hill. Right. So.
No, I would never. Only on a bye week.
LA Rams, Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs are going to just shellac them.
They keep getting cupcake schedules.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the Rams are the defending Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, but
they're not like they really haven't been playing like the Rams from last season.
Frank told everybody.
We kind of knew it wouldn't happen.
The Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles. Easy.
Eagles route.
Easy.
It's going to be like 35 to like 14.
And Frank will go home crying.
And his neighbors are going to be really mad.
It's a late game.
The Packers are going to miss the playoffs. Sorry, Frank.
I hope they do. Philadelphia Eagles, for sure, my pick. Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts.
I really hate to say it, but the Steelers.
I think Steelers, too. I know that they played better with Jeff Saturday recently. I just don't trust the team that's there in Indy.
Who's the home team?
It's going to be like
Colts.
It's going to be like a one-touchdown game.
I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the Steelers are just not good.
One of the tightest spreads of the week, too.
I'm going to go with the Colts only for the fact that they're going to play Matt Ryan, right?
Matt Ryan's supposed to be the starter again.
I think Matt Ryan having the veteran presence there is going to pull out the win.
It'll be a one-touchdown game. It'll be like 21-14 or like by a field goal or something.
I could see that. It's going to be a tight game. It wouldn't shock me to be like 17-13 final.
Yeah. I have 21-14 Steelers.
It's going to be 5-3.
All right. 2 field goals and a safety. Guys, you heard it here first. 2 field goals and a safety on Monday night, but I think they'll do it. Gary, Jason, you guys want to sign off with anything?
No, just as always, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you.
Appreciate the support.
Absolutely, guys. We'll get off with it. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy not having to panic over a Bills game. And until next time, guys, keep on looking for those fantasy beasts. We'll show you exactly where to find them.